Hello Internet, and welcome to my review for Fairy Tail, episode 300. Hello! When we last left off, the Demaria fight, best fight in the fucking arc, and the Jacob fights, one of the worst fights in the fucking arc. But yeah, the Jacob fight we only got halfway through, and we have the second half, this week, and while it's better, it ain't much better. Before we get into that, though, just a reminder, I have my Spring 2019 anime review straw poll down below. So if you want videos as late as this one, go fill that out. Let me know what you want to see. So let's jump right on in. So the first real thing I have to say in this episode is that once Jacob goes invisible again and starts like striking Natsu and Lucy, the two of them just seem oddly shocked by it. You know, they dealt with Jacob's invisibility all through the last episode, and so it's just weird that they're, like, still so, oh my god, he can be invisible right now. They're past that at this point in the fight. But anyway, I love seeing Lucy tricking Jacob into freeing Brandish and Marin to get Marin's powers for, like, Gemini to free everybody and get rid of Jacob's leverage. It kind of reminds me of, honestly, Lucy just, like, tricking people is so great. It was the highlight of the Franmouth fight back in Tartaros when she like tricked Franmouth into thinking Natsu was a celestial spirit, so he stopped sucking in Natsu. That's one of the highlights of that arc. It's not the highlight. It's not even the Lucy highlight, because that arc has so many fucking highlights. Tartaros is the best arc in the series, bar none. But anyway, it's still a great thing to see. She, you know, uses her mind powers rather than her celestial spirit powers. But anyway, she does that. She gets Gemini to take Marin's powers, and cancel out any spatial magic, which summons the entire guild back there, and this is where the fight gets pretty cheesy. Because what happens is, Makarov gets real big, grabs Jacob, and yeets him out the guild hall, leaving him skipping over the lake like a fucking rock. And that's just a little too cartoony for my taste. But it is worth it just to see how much Natsu can do, even in his powered down Fire Dragon King mode. You know, this is not the same strength to use against Zeref. This is significantly lower than that. But he still evaporated the fucking lake. Though admittedly, I think it does solidify Jacob's place as the most pathetic of the 12. Honestly, he's just lame. His designs, just from a design standpoint, is kind of lame. But everything else is lame too. He's just not a cool character. I don't like him. What I do like, though, once all that is taken care of, and they've locked Brandish back up, Brandish starts talking about August. And I am really into this portrayal of August as, like, a natural disaster. You know, it can't be stopped. It's the month of calamity. People pray to live rightly, rather than, like, deal with the month of August. And the character August is that personified. That's a really cool thing to see. And honestly, I'm a big fan of August. His big fight has some detractors. I'll defend it when we get there. But yeah, anyway. So, another thing I love weird lighting details in anime. Like the part in this episode when Kana and Mavis go into the basement, and Kana is clearly like lit by all the purple lighting in the Lumen Hispar basement. But Mavis is very clearly not. It's a quick, short, like visual reminder. Doesn't beat you over the head with it, but it's just there. They're like, oh yeah, she's a ghost and is not really affected by real light. She just exists as she exists. And we find out the first step of Mavis's plan that she figured out watching Natsu and Lucy last week is for Kana to use fairy glitter to destroy her projection that will hopefully, she's not actually sure this will work, destroy the Lacrima and revive her real body. That last step, she has no clue that'll work, but it's what she's got. I get how she got that from the Jacob fight in general, as like maybe she felt the Lacrima crack when Jacob attacked her. But seeing Natsu and Lucy fight, that really doesn't have a whole lot to do with this. Maybe we'll see that more when we get to her, like, fighting Zareth. I actually don't remember what her plan is from the Jacob fight. I just don't remember it at all. Anyway, that's really all we see of Magnolia. We don't actually see Kana go through with the plan. So whether or not she will remains to be seen. But then we briefly touch in on Northern Fiore for about 5 seconds. But what a 5 seconds they are, because it's one of the most affecting shots of the late series. As, like, the image of Sabretooth and Blue Pegasus, like, bound on the poles. The shot of Sting and Rogue crucified. Oof. Fills me with just horror every time I see it of how the fuck are they going to get through that. That's really all we see of them, though, because meanwhile, back in Hargion, we see Loxus and the Sky Sisters are out of it after their respective victories. And Urza, Jalal, and Kakura engage in some of the least realistic jumping I have ever laid eyes on. The scene looks bad. It just looks ugly. It's the fake. It looks like the overworld and, like, an old video game, as the characters have, like, very, very, like, 2 frames of movement to move from place to place. That's what it looks like. But anyway, they get onto the ship, and the whole town is, like, covered in darkness for a few seconds. And who should come out but Simon? And the manga, as I recall, led us on to thinking Simon was Neinhart. In the anime, we see Neinhart's body fairly early, as I recall. But the manga, I think it's, like, even when we first have that board meeting with the 12 over in the Empire, we see Neinhart in the silhouette for a second, and he looks just like Simon. And I'm not sure if that was the better choice or not, given that he's very clearly not Simon. It's very clearly a fake out. But it certainly makes not doing that certainly makes that short little showdown with Simon much more random. But all that being said, Kagura's reaction as Simon is ripped away from her again is still affecting. That's still a great scene. But anyway, so Neinhart hits a blast at Kagura and Jalal, and, like, drops a chain on them, I think. Somehow Jalal and Kagura are, like, under the chain. And then he summons the samurai lady from the Tower of Heaven arc, Ikaruga, to fight Urza. So yeah, she's back for some reason. I don't even think we ever knew she was dead. But I guess she's dead. Maybe she's dead off screen. But anyway, so back with Kagura and Jalal. There's a moment, Jalal's unconscious, and Kagura frees herself, and is, like, swimming away, leaving Jalal to rot. And there's this great moment as she hesitates. You know, she considers leaving Jalal, but, like, can't bring herself to do it. Even if he is the man who killed her brother, and she just saw her brother again. So that's fresh on her mind. But she still does the right thing, realizes Jalal's value to the war effort, and saves him. Also, it turns out to be not just Ikaruga who's brought back, but also Azuma and Kyoka. Get all your because she's Urza jokes out now. I don't want to hear them. That joke was old 4 years ago, when because she's Urza happened. But yeah, then he brings out even more Historias around the battlefield that folks just aren't ready for. Whether they're just too exhausted to fight, we see Hades show up to Loxus. He ain't ready for that. He got the shit behind by wall. And Izel show up for the Sky Sisters, who's a minor enough character to... The thing about the Izel fight was another highlight of the Tartarus arc, but it wasn't a highlight because Izel was some fascinating character. It was a highlight because Wendy was a badass in that fight. So either they're just too exhausted to fight, or because they're not emotionally ready for this shit. With Meredy fighting her old ally in Zancro, Juvia being forced to relive her most harrowing moment in killing Keys, and fucking Ur showing up. Hey, Ur! You're here to kill people! Also, Kagura does the right thing and saves Jalal, even if we don't get the full shot of her CPR that we see in both the manga and the opening. I think shows her full mouth-to-mouth with Jalal. But that's how the episode ends. So this was another mixed bag, for the same reason last episode was. Jacob is just lame. He's pathetic. He is the worst of the 9. I know people who've read the manga are going to say Eileen. I'm not going to go into details as to why they'll say Eileen, and I see their point. Anime fans, don't worry. You'll have your opinions about Eileen, I promise. But Jacob is just, but at least Eileen has some credible threat to her. Jacob is just pathetic. Still, he's gone now, and we can move on to the good stuff. And honestly, I feel like this might be some of the most dramatically rich material Kagura has ever gotten. You know, she's never really gotten much to begin with, but here it's just great. You know, short as it was, seeing the ghost of her dead brother, first of all, and having that memory, like, fresh in her brain, still saving the life of his killer. Not to mention all the rich, meaty drama of everyone, like, seeing their worst foes, or most beloved mentor, for some reason. I don't quite know how Or fits there. If Gray just does not have any enemies that are dead, I mean, he could have Silver, but the Gray versus Silver fight was so perfect, maybe Mashima doesn't want to mess with it. Oh, wait. That's a spoiler. But they all come back to face them while they're just not ready. And I cannot wait for next week. And by next week, of course, I mean tomorrow, because I'm super late again. Sorry about that. It was finals week. I'm on spring break now, so we're gonna be good on time now. Next time, the dead wreak havoc among the living. I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the episode and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or do whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. And do the straw poll, by the way. Bye.